All right, we are getting back to work on the Cboys Hoonicorn Replica. If you don't know what the Hoonicorn is, go Google Ken Block. It's the greatest person to ever live in the motorsports world. And this is a replica of his Hoonicorn. So we've been working on this thing for a while, getting it all dialed in, but here's the issue we're up against. Okay, now you can see we got the engine in place, we got the car in place, we got our ride height right. We're gonna start putting the wheels where we want them and start putting sheet metal on. But the Hoonicorn is a 1965 Mustang. This is a 1967. It is a replica. So we're gonna get ready to convert the front end back to 65, 66 and make it look more like it's supposed to. The last week of the ultimate garage starter kit. If you head to robbylayton.com right now, you're gonna get entered to win this beautiful 1972 Chevy Shortbed behind me. Plus, for every $5 you spend at robbylayton.com, you're gonna get entered into the ultimate garage starter kit. That's right, one more week, you have the chance at winning jack stands, a jack, sockets, and an impact from our friends over at Harbor Freight. That's right, you're gonna need the ultimate garage starter kit in order to work on that beautiful truck when you win it. So head to robbylayton.com right now, get yourself entered. For every $5 you spend, you're getting entered into both. 30x entries on all accessories site-wide. Don't wait, because this beautiful truck is going home with one of you, and I want it to be you. But the only way you're gonna win it is if you head to the site, get yourself entered. I don't know what else to say besides thank you guys for the support. We're working on the Cboys Hoonicorn Replica today, so buckle up. So we got our brand new 66 Scott Drake hood from Holley Performance. We got that out on the stand. We've got a fender here. We've got the front nose cones. We've got headlight buckets. We've got a core support, lots of bracketry. And we're gonna start trying to just piece this thing together and see what we need to build custom to make it all fit. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to do, but the guys got the engine set. It's up here on our brand new Siegman table. We've got it all dialed in. We've got our height set. It's holding. It shouldn't go anywhere. So we're gonna be able to build the suspension around the engine, make sure the hood goes on. We're gonna be putting an intake out the hood and twin turbos, just like the Hoonicorn. We're also gonna be caging it, fixing the floor, just making this thing way more better.
What are you doing, Sean?
Trying to see how close a 65 and a 68 are.
Is that your cardboard window?
It's a cardboard window shape.
That means that we could use the older doors.
Yes. Okay, so what we're thinking is these quarters are messed up anyways, and they really want the 65 front on it because that's the true Hoonicorn front end. So, and this is a 67. So what we're gonna do is these protrude out more, these quarters, but the door post itself in here is the same. So we can trim this to match the 65 door, and then we'll make a new quarter piece from like here to the door.
Thinking that's our best bet?
Here, this is the 65.
So if we get another door
Get another door.
and some hinges,
Right.
and then we just recreate that because we already have to recreate it for a scoop anyways.
Right, and the 65's what? This all comes out more
Okay.
on the 67.
Okay.
But if you look at the door post on the other side,
I like this. So we need to get door hinges, another door.
yep. See how you got all this distance from this?
So this is probably
It's the
close
same
to
shape. So we can just trim this to match the door once we have the door on.
and then graft it into here.
Right.
And then we're going to be building a wheel well anyways.
Right. The big, yeah, that flare comes up
Yeah.
in here.
And then we can change the rocker. That
Yep.
needs changed.
Yeah, the rocker's all messed in.
Good.
So I think it'll work.
Should we pull a door and check it or no? Because we're gonna have to get guts now for that door anyway.
Right. I don't know if these bolt patterns are the same on a 65,
I don't know.
which isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Because we can change them and
Okay.
put a different cage plate in it.
So what we could do at least to get working on the front end is we could bolt the original door back on, put the fender up in place, and just kind of see how things are going to work.
Right. Well, we can bolt the whole front end together because we got a radiator.
Yes, and the reason we bought the radiator support is so we can bolt it all together because we're going to change the core support. We're going to have a custom support holding all the cooling, all that stuff. So I like that that's going to work. We're going to call Ryan with the Cboys and just give him a little rundown, see if he'll answer.
How we doing today, sir?
Good, how are you?
Pretty solid. Just pulled in St. George.
Oh, you're in the state.
Yeah, we made her.
Well, that's cool. So I just wanted to call you real quick, kind of go over what we think we've figured out. So the Hoonicorn, the 65 looks way cooler in the front end than this 67. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get one more door, which will be the driver's door. We're just going to convert this whole car to 65, 66. so that the look is right, because we already have the entire front end and we have a passenger door, so we're going to change it in the quarters to match the door.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's awesome.
So I was looking at the Hoonicorn, and it actually, they put a humongous vent in the quarter, so we got to do that anyways.
Okay.
So it'll actually, I think it'll be,
Kind of just works out.
yeah, I think so. So we'll have to order a driver's door and the hinges, but we have a brand new cowl for a 65-66. So anyway, I don't think it's as big of a crisis as I thought it was.
Oh, that's good. I felt so bad. I was like,
Oh no,
I
it's
was like, well, I don't know what the heck's going on, because I was like, I feel like everything is so cobbled together. Or, you know, like, whatever. Like, if you ordered everything for a 65, pretty much everything else on the car was junk. You built it from scratch.
yeah. Well, and so we just,
The hard way.
yeah, exactly. So I've got a 66 here, so we just matched the roof line, and I believe it's all going to fit. So. One thing that we know is back window's going to have to come out. We should probably take the headliner out very carefully.
Yeah, once we cut the roll bar out, we'll figure it out.
Yep, so we're going to take that roll bar out because that thing is not saving anybody's lives. We're going to do a full roll cage kit in this, and then we're going to tie it into the front end. So Hillbilly's going to start just cutting out the inside. We're going to take out these pickup things that are pointless. We're going to start unskinning. I think we need to dissect it, not just cut it out, so that we know where we're at. We want to get that tunnel down as far as we can. We were able to bring this engine down at least 6 or 8 inches already, and it was popping out the hood. So we got a ton of room in the tunnel. Yeah, we're just gonna start dissecting everything, and then we're gonna go out and take a look at that Mustang of mine, show you guys the differences, and then come in and just get to work. All right, so as you can see, a 65, 66 Mustang is a little bit different than the 67. So right here is much different, but we should be able to put the door on, have the roof line work, and then we'll modify the front end. We'll do the correct wheel arch, and it's gonna look good. I like the front end of these because they're a little bit flatter than a 67, 68. 65, 66 just looks right. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, the last thing I gotta remove before the headliner just falls out, and we gotta carefully remove it because we're gonna reuse it. It's in perfect shape, and this is the mirror.
So all this is just tack welded on, so we're gonna untack it and start over because it's a mess. That's the part I like. Floor wasn't flat, so they just jobbed a bunch of mud in there when it was wet, and then they bolted it down.
Nah, is that what that is?
Yeah, to keep the back at the level. They just jobbed it in there and bolted the battery box down on it to make it level.
So Sean and Owen are kicking butt on the inside. So I decided to start getting the cowl off because we're changing it to a 65, 66 cowl where we're doing the front end conversion. And it's also rusted. So got it all cut off. Got a few things next one here, get unhooked and get this cowl out of here. This car, literally, we're just gonna be ripping it apart and starting over. Hello. Bye bye, cowl. as you can see just how rotten it is. We're not putting the wiper motor back in, so we'll be filling these in. That's our new cowl and roller cowl. Oh, they smoothed out the vents in the middle where it never had them.
Yeah.
I wonder if they did. I want to see just how beautiful it looks. Oh yeah, just bondoed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's full.
They tack something in there, and
I see like 3 little tacks. Should be able to take full brake assembly out. There you have it. You see that was all torn away, doing nothing. And that it bent. This was just a whole disaster of braking. Now we got this. So let's get the starter switch off. We'll get the headlight switch off. Now let's get all this wiring out of here.
we're gonna get rid of this raised up area. We don't quite know why it was there, because this arm, even if this arm comes up, back here is where it's gonna hit, not in here. So we don't know why that was there. So we'll get rid of that, because they had the seat tracks on backwards, so the seat leans forward instead of backwards. Usually it's sloped to the back 3/4 of an inch. They had it angled to the front, so it felt really weird, like we were gonna slide out the seat. So we'll get rid of this, start over.
All right, we got the cowl out. We just about got the floor out. We got 2 more floor panels, and I've got this little strip right here on the cowl that I'm gonna take off. And then we've got to assess if we're gonna cut the dash out and rebuild that. And then we have to figure out 4-link or leave these trailing arm things. I don't know what the heck is going on here, but we're gonna get it figured out. $150-year-old metal, rotted out. All right, got this all taken apart. We've got a little bit of grinding we need to do, but tomorrow we're gonna put a brace in, cut this dash out, because we noticed in the Hoonicorn, it's way different. So, it is tomorrow.
There's number 2. This one's actually not as bad. Hasn't been modified, but goes the wrong direction, so we're gonna get rid of it.
All right, we got the motor sitting where we want it. Now we're gonna get rid of all this junk. All right, we're cutting all this out because we don't want any of this suspension, because it's kind of, I don't know what it is, but we're gonna get rid of it.
It's just not Sean qualified.
We don't need it. We're just gonna get rid of it. Get rid of this stuff. It's left over from the Crown Vic they had on the front. We don't need any of it. It's just wasted garbage hanging on there. So.
You've been saying a lot of bad things about this car. What's something positive about it? That he gets to redo it all himself and make the way the right way, right?
I don't know.
Have you built a lot of these cars before?
Yeah, a few.
Built a few, so you know exactly. You already got basically an image in your head what you want.
Yeah. And Robby's got what he wants, and we'll get it so it drives good instead of this stuff.
That's like the main key, is that we want it to perform. Like, look at that. I just realized, look at that eye bolt with the limiting strap.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it's got some old stock car looking suspension, adjustable coil things. It's got 800, those are the brake lines. All that.
Hey, don't you want to keep brake lines pretty simple? I would
It
think
is dual caliper though.
It is dual caliper because it's got a cutting brake on it, but
Perfect.
we'll make it look better.
All right, we're cutting the dash out. We got a brace in. All right, out. Get rid of it. I'll build a new one. Oh, no dash.
All right, so I'm just working on getting these headers pulled off because they go the wrong direction, first of all, and second of all, they're not very nice. But that's all getting redone because the headers are coming forward, out the hood, because we're gonna have turbos and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna get them out of the way. Same thing with all this wiring, get all that out of the way. None of it's getting used. We're getting all new stuff for it, so get it pulled off.
All right, we got everything cut out, all the old crummy floor. This will get trimmed out, but I gotta put a back cross member here first, and then we're gonna run a bar up that'll intersect this one, and then it'll angle off to the front. So, and then I'll put some cross ones in, just to give it some strength, because right now it's not very strong. So I'll get that cleaned up, trimmed, and then I'll show you how it's tacked in, and we'll continue on from there. But it's pretty cleaned out.
Yeah. All right, so me, Sean, and Hillbilly have been getting back to work on the Cboys car, and we've got quite a bit done. So I'm just going to kind of show you and walk you through what we've done and what we're working on right now. So right up here in the front, we set up some jigs to get this frame rail set. So we got that all set up. It's all square. Took all three of us to get it square and figure it out, but we got it. And then Sean's back here TIG welding all this stuff up. Should be nice and strong. Hillbilly's over here cutting stuff out. So the stuff that Hillbilly's cutting out is actually the stock, well, not the stock stuff. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's out of a Crown Vic, the frame. And that piece is from the Crown Vic, so we're cutting the rest of that out because we're going to build our own transmission mount and everything, because we also shift the engine back like 6 to 8 inches. So it's way further back. So it's all getting rebuilt, so we're just cutting it out of the way and start building all our new stuff. It still looks like it's attached, Hillbilly. You're supposed to be cutting that out.
Hey, further than what you've got on your side.
What do you mean? Both sides are yours.
No.
You'll be so good at that side. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. Crown Vic stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this is all the Crown Vic stuff. This is where the stock transfer or transmission mount was. So we're just cutting this all out, and we're gonna remake it all out of 2x3, so it all looks super good.
When Ford built Mustangs, they made this little TIG rod holder right here. Nice for that. You can pile up your rod in there, and then when you're inside welding, you can just reach out and grab a rod. It's just perfect length. They were thinking ahead.
Hillbilly, why don't you tell us about your oblong donut?
It's just that, an oblong donut. No, just doing ideas, because we do have to notch this bar out for the drive shaft to clear. And on the bread van, we just done these downwards, and it came flat and flat to clear the drive shaft. So I thought it'd look good to have that. You got your tunnel mount, and it still connects the bottom of the pipe all together. So we're not taking away no really structure than just...
Well, you are, but you're
Notch
adding
it.
it back.
Yeah, but if you just notch it and put that piece in there, it's not going to be as strong as what this is.
Right. Yeah. It'll actually be stronger now.
Yeah, especially with that paper.
Yeah.
Paper
And
makes
some
it
duct
so much
tape.
stronger.
We're not gonna make it out of metal. We're just gonna leave the cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? And then super glue a piece of paper over it for the tunnel.
Yeah.
Call it good.
Oh, good.
I got one side almost done for you. You can do the other side.
Jimmy, so you'll be an expert though.
No.
When you get to the other side, right?
Negative.
Better.
He'll be an expert once he's done with that side. This side will be easy.
Yeah,
Negative
he'll know exactly what to do.
Yeah. Okay, we got this rough cut out of there. We still got a little cleanup, but then we're gonna trim this. We're gonna bring this into that rail, tie it in, maybe a little bit of an angle, tie it in. Then we'll end up cutting this rail off, and we're gonna move it up, and then we'll flow the two in together. We want this a little bit higher. So with the jig, all we gotta do is raise it, these pieces up, and it'll still be in the same spot, just higher up. We don't have to re-measure, figure it all out. That's what's nice about this. We can just go a hole at a time till we get it where we want it. So.
Okay, so Sean's building all this stuff around this, and we decided we'll make a cardboard drive shaft to let you know where the drive shaft goes. It just doesn't look right, so we got a sticker from Tom Wood's drive shafts because these are our favorite, so hopefully they don't get mad at me, but I think it deserves a sticker.
Look at that.
Actually, will hold up now.
Hopefully Tom approves.
Yeah, hopefully he approves this. If not, I'm sorry, but still looks cool.
The next day.
All right, it's the next morning. We've been working on the frame, tying new frame rails into the old frame rails. Strengthen this up. This car is going to get a lot of abuse. Kind of see we got it all jigged up. We need to make a tranny mount right here that bolts in. Then we need a weld-in cross member right here so we can build motor mounts off of it. You can see that motor mount's all bent, so I have to build new ones. But I'll get to work on that, and I will show you as I go. All right, been working on the frame. Got the frame pretty well done. There's a little bit of welding left to do on it. Built this cross member. Then we can build the motor mounts off of that. We'll take these off. We'll use one of them plates and we'll build from there to here for our motor mounts. But pretty well tied together. Once we get motor mounts, tranny mount built, we'll, as you can see, it's a pretty short tranny mount. It's not gonna be very wide. Then the motor will be mounted. And then Robby cut these out. So we'll get them welded up. And we'll get that cut out. And we'll have drive shaft loop. We can build the tunnel off of that. All right, we're gonna get a new rear 9-inch rear end from Quick Performance. So we gotta measure the width of this one. And we're gonna do that. So then they know the width. And we'll measure the frame rails so they know where to put the 4-link brackets on it, and they'll be ready to go when we get it. That's what we're doing right now. We'll put these on. These are for aligning straight axles, but we'll use them because it's easier to measure then. The hangs way out, so we'll get a good measurement off of it without guesstimating our measurements. Will be accurate. So
Yeah, makes it
the
pretty
tire
slick.
sits in the right spot. We'll get that done. Send it off to Quick Performance. Looks like we're at 68 3/8. So that's what we're gonna call it.
Oh, Sean's getting. Look at his drawings, guys.
Well, that way they know.
Look at.
All right. Now we gotta measure the frame rail. Out. 37 in width.
37 in width.
Yep, but we'll have to take an inch off of each side. If we want to be the center of the brackets for the 4-link, we're gonna go 34.5. That'll give us room to fit the brackets on the side of the frame, and we'll be good.
All right, Sean's been working hard on the frame. It's all placed. He's got the cross member. He's got all the goodness of that done. But we're working on the hoops, the transmission cross member, and then I ordered some Summit Racing motor mounts. They'll be here tomorrow so we can get the motor mounted. We're working on getting the transmission mounted. So I'm gonna go work on the plasma, cut all that stuff out and show you guys all that. But I cannot tell you how awesome this Siegmund welding table is. It's just a game changer. We have this whole thing jigged. The frame is level. It's even. It's everything that you could imagine for an actual frame. So Cboys, you guys are gonna have an awesome, awesome car. This frame is gonna be super stout. They're gonna be able to rip this thing around their track like it's nothing now. So I talked to Quick Performance today. They're doing a Quick Performance 9-inch for this. We're gonna figure out what gear ratio to put in it, and then we're gonna get it built with 4-link coilovers and all the goodness that it deserves. So anyway, this Hoonicorn Replica is coming along really well, but we're just barely getting into it. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about that we are working on is I'm going to be putting a GM power steering pump on this Coyote. So it goes in place of the AC pump, and you actually use a GM 6.2 belt tensioner. Goes right here. And then I'm using a 6.0 tensioner pulley right here that has the ribs, and it's got the sides so that the belt can go around the crank, over. So it gets all tight. So anyway, that's going to be cool. We're going to make this Ford thing cool, or we're going to make this Ford tough with GM stuff. I think that's how it goes. Something like that. All right, so I've got the driveline hoop strap that I need to cut out first. So I've got it all programmed up. We'll get this moved over and start cutting it out. And then I've got to build the transmission mount that we're going to start with these little things right here in my hand. It'll all make sense once we cut it out and show you guys, but this is the start to the transmission mount. All right, we got the cross member all on up. Now we're just getting it all cut out. We'll let this program run for a minute and then show you guys what we came up with. All right, so we've got the plasma cut strips off the plasma. We'll give these to Sean, and then we're gonna fit the transmission cross member that we built. Probably gonna need trim, but we'll see. All right, so you can see we've got the cross member where we want it. So now we can bend up these and then get our bolt holes figured out to where we can drill and sleeve the frame, and then we're gonna put a gusset. So once we get that in place, we'll build the gusset across it, and that's gonna be it for the cross member. It's just gonna be an unboltable thing, and then like I said earlier, tomorrow we'll get the suspension rubbers that will go on the cross member, and the engine or transmission will be mounted. But while Sean's working on that, I'm gonna go back to the plasma table and cut out some more stuff for the engine mounts. Wow. Perfect. All right, Demery approves of the metal braking process. So Sean's gonna get those tacked, and then we're gonna get them welded in with the gusset.
As long as it's not as fast, okay.
Yeah, as long as my fingers on it.
Yeah, that car is so awesome.
What car?
I'm looking backwards. You guys can't see it. All right, so we got these cut out. I think they're gonna work. They are just about like these original ones, but we didn't want the grooves. And these are for bolt-on style, and we're gonna weld our mounts on this, so we'll go make sure they fit. And then tomorrow when the mounts get here, we'll weld them on. All right, so I've got my gusset all cut out for this. I'm gonna show you guys what my plan is. Obviously, this is pretty simple. So just go in here. That'll get welded in. But what I want, I'm gonna cut out another one of these. Gonna go right there. So it'll be both sides. And then in here, we'll get this welded in. So that'll double up that thickness. And then this will get welded on top of that. And then we'll have two gussets here. So I'm gonna cut one more of these real quick. And then we'll take it over to Sean and get it all cleaned up. All right, we got both sides of the gusset. Here and here. This right there. And it'll all get fancy welded in. It'll be so strong. I actually don't even know if it needs this little one. Well, that's Sean. He'll probably say it doesn't. Sean's gonna weld some more stuff. Oh, he's making the hoop. It's super hot, so I should definitely touch it. Anyway, that's gonna go in there. Or are you doing this one for the front?
No.
Okay. Anyway, the drive line will go through that, but he's gonna weld some more stuff, and we'll show you guys what we're doing tomorrow. So it is tomorrow. All right, so Sean's getting that driveline hoop all squared up in that frame, cutting it away perfectly. He's gonna get that TIG welded in, but while he's doing that, I'm gonna work on the transmission crossmember. So I'm gonna get that all welded. We're gonna weld back and forth, and we're gonna get that engine mounted today, because I think we've got mounts that are delivering. So they should be delivering here soon. I ordered them from Summit Racing and overnighted them.
All right, Robbie cut out some plates that we're gonna mount to the motor, mount our motor mounts to. So we needed shorter bolts, so I'm putting shorter bolts in there, proper length, I should say. And then, because they had a big stacked up mess, it's bent, so their bolts are way too long.
All right, I got it all welded out. It needs to cool down, and we'll weld a little bit of a seam on the outside of the cross member. Will be ready to go in, but it is so dang hot. I'm gonna let it sit. Tom's gonna work on welding that other one in. We'll finish that up. All right, we made the motor mounts out of cardboard, put them into CAD on the computer, cut them out. Sean packed them all up, and I welded them out. So we've got the motor mounts all made. This thing's gonna have to sit overnight because it is so hot. But we made them unboltable. Let me show you. So if you look right here, it bolts to the frame and it bolts to the rubber motor mount. But we've made this piece come out too. That way, when you pull this engine and transmission out, you don't have to take it up a mile to get it to clear everything and hit the cowl. So this side, we still got to install. That's what I just welded out. We've got the transmission cross member in place. What we did is we tacked that to the frame so that when we get the motor mount in place, we can pull the engine and transmission out, drill and sleeve the frame so the bolts don't collapse it, and then that'll be done. The goal is to have, we're going to set the wheels tomorrow and try to see where they're going to go, but we're going to utilize the upper and lower control arms and the struts out of the Crown Vic for this, but we're going to build all brand new mounts, perches, spring buckets, everything on our own. So we're going to work on that tomorrow. So it is tomorrow. All right, it is the next day. I've got a little bit of welding to do on this motor mount. Just missed a couple welds on the inside. And then we're going to go make some suspension mounts. So we came up with these brackets. I'm going to cut them out on the plasma table, and then these are going to hold our front suspension exactly where we want it. So we'll mount this to the table, put our hub assembly on here, we'll get our width correct, and then we're going to start building our suspension. So we'll do that. Sean is gone for a little bit, but he'll be back. All right, so I got the sides all programmed up. We'll get those cutting real quick, and then I've got to go into a different program up my bolt centers, and we'll cut those out. If we weren't going to TIG weld this, that's dang near ready to weld. I mean, that's... If everything goes as planned, let's cut that out. All right. I'm going to let Sean do his magic. And in a minute, you guys will see these built.
Tearing the suspension out, so we can get it up on our jig, start figuring out right where we want it, we'll go from there. Wheel. All right, we got the other motor mount showed up. We're getting a little notch in here for that little divot. Countersunk the back, 2 bolts, and we can put the other motor mount in. Then we can take the blocks out and the motor will be sitting by itself.
We just about got this motor mount in. Once we get that in, we'll show you guys this suspension because we've got it where we want it. Now we just got to build a ton of brackets to hold the suspension, figure out where we're going to put our rack and pinion, and then the frame will be set up on this thing. All right, so the Cboys Hoonicorn Replica is coming along. We've got the frame just about all finished. We've almost got it to the point where we have front suspension back in it, where this thing will become a roller. We got our quick performance rear end coming. It's gonna be nice. It's a 9-inch. We're doing 373s with a full spool. But if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you slam that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 500,000 this year, if not more, but we need your help. So make sure you subscribe. If you guys came over from Cboys channel, thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to show you what this thing is gonna be. So just remember, if you never quit, you'll never fail. Catch you on the next one.